Hey guys, so this is the last in a series of 3 videos that I'm doing to compare the sharpness of the Nikon Z8 to the Hasselblad X2d. In this video I'm going to be looking at the 45mm Hasselblad medium format lens, which is about equivalent to a 35mm full frame lens. Right before we do the comparison, I thought it would be helpful to just show you some sample images and give you an idea of what type of pictures are possible with this lens. Couple of sample images. I took this from the top of the Pali Lookout in Oahu. It's on the Ko'olau mountain range and it separates the drier leeward side from the cooler windward side. And what I did is I stood on top of this lookout. On the right here we have the Hasselblad image and on the left is the Nikon Z8 image. And the area of focus was on this peak right here. I don't actually know the name of this mountain, but we're looking out onto the city or town of Kaneohe on the island of Oahu. So what I'm going to do, we'll go ahead and zoom in and see how things look. We're both at f8 on both cameras. And I apologize, in my other videos, Lightroom got rid of the padlock function, so I can't unlock and independently zoom in on each image. So at 100%, I think both images or both cameras are producing very sharp results. Really nice amount of detail. Let's zoom over here a little bit. The shadowing on these ridges here, it's producing a really nice image. Both cameras, really nice images. This little feature here is known sort of familiarly as the Chinaman's Hat. I believe the Hawaiian name is Moko'ili Island. Really just a lot of detail. Very, very sharp images. I can see trees that are several miles away on this peak here. Let's go ahead, we're going to zoom in to 200%. And I apologize, I'm not able to get this peak, the area of critical focus. I can't get it on both images at the same time. But both cameras are really producing a nice amount of detail. I might just be starting to see a little bit of pixelation on the Nikon. But it's really, both of these images are holding up very well. And as a further data point, we'll just zoom into 300%. Really an amazing amount of detail here on both cameras. You could print both of these images up very, very large. Chinaman's Hat. I do see some pixelation here on the Nikon, but we are at 300% and it's not really a fair comparison. We're looking at 45 megapixel full frame to 100 megapixel medium format. Let's see if we can do one more data point here. I'm going to zoom back out to 100%. Really a lot of detail here. I can see on both images all of the detail on these solar panels here on this building. Alright, let's check out another image. In this pair, we have the Hasselblad on the left and the Nikon is on the right. And the area of critical focus in this image was right here on this sign. Zoom in here, we're at 100%. Hasselblad on the left, Nikon on the right. Both looking very, very sharp. I would be happy with both of these images. Very, very sharp. I might almost say that the Nikon is looking a little bit sharper here, but I suspect what I'm seeing are little bits of texture that are inherent to the wood. And so I think that really both images are looking very sharp here. Let's zoom into 200%. Just look at the rock here. Crazy amount of detail. I think this area back here is probably just starting to get out of focus because we are standing relatively close to the sign. Alrighty, let's take a look at another couple of images. So here we're in the town of Honolulu. We are up on top of the lookout on the Punchbowl Crater, the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. And the area of critical focus was right here on this tree. So I'm going to zoom in. Let's go make sure we're at 100% first. A lot of detail. Both cameras are looking really, really nice. The colors that I'm seeing are very pleasing. They look very natural, realistic to what I was seeing. Just check out this area here. And I would obviously say I am seeing some more detail on the Hasselblad on the left than on the Nikon, but it's so close. Let's bump it up to 200%. Just a little bit of pixelation on the Nikon, but it's holding up so well. Colors that I'm seeing look really, really nice. Take a look at a couple of other images. So now we're looking east towards Diamond Head, which is this volcano right here. And the focus area was right on this peak. Just as an aside, several of the volcanoes here on Oahu and I think the other Hawaiian islands, they have this tilt to them. And that, from my understanding, is because there are trade winds that come from the northeast all the time and they blow to the southwest. And as the ash is being spurted up into the air, more of it tends to settle downwind from the trade winds. And so you end up having a situation where the volcanoes, particularly the more recent ones on Oahu, such as the crater that I'm standing on, Punchbowl Crater, and Diamond Head, have this tilted appearance. So let's zoom in here. Really, really nice detail. High resolution. I wish Lightroom had kept their padlock function. It would be nice to just bring this picture up and have them side by side. Both pictures are looking really good. The cameras are generating an incredible amount of detail. Let's zoom into 300%. So much detail on these. I would say the Nikon is holding up so well compared to the medium format. I'm going to zoom back out to 100%. We have these highway signs here. Out of curiosity, I'm going to zoom into these and see what we can see, if anything. It may be too far away for both cameras. I could just make out the word freeway here. Even on the Hasselblad, the letters are pixelated. On the Nikon, I'm not really able to make those out. I know from experience what these signs say, but the letters aren't really legible. But this is at least a half mile to a mile away from where I'm standing. Let's take a peek at one last set of images. And on this image, the critical focus was on this tree right here. We're looking out towards, this area here is downtown Honolulu. Over to the left here is Waikiki, where we were just looking. This is downtown Honolulu. There's some businesses there. There's a nice Chinatown, some nice restaurants down in that area. Over here would be the airport, and way off to the right would be the Waianae Mountains, which make up the other half of the island. Let's zoom into this tree. We'll take a peek here. Let's go to 100%. Really nice detail. The colors on both of these cameras are really very true to life, very natural. A lot of detail here. Let's bump it up to 200%. Really nice detail. I'm looking for hints of chromatic aberration. I'm not really seeing anything in this area. I see a lot of detail on this leaf here, some of this vertical vein structure. And I'm seeing it on the Nikon as well. We're at 200%, go up to 300%. Both of these are so sharp. Even at the Nikon at 300% is really holding up so well. I'm shocked, to be honest. Try to pick another area of the tree. This leaf and this leaf are the same. The Nikon Holy Trinity, and this is the 24-70 of the Holy Trinity, really sharp lens. One of the sharpest full frame lenses that I've ever used. It's almost unmatched, seen in terms of lenses that I've held in my hands. Check out some of the colors here. We'll bump it back to 100%. Both the colors look very nice on this bush. I think this is a bougainvillea. Really nice colors. A lot of detail here in the buildings. We're back to 100%. I can see so much detail in these buildings. You would have no problem printing either of these images out large, and I would say 24 by 36 or larger. This crane here, so much detail. Just go to 200% to see. Really amazing, really amazing. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys learned something, or at least enjoyed this little comparison I did. It's not really scientific. It's medium format versus full frame, prime versus zoom lens. I did put the Nikon to somewhat of a disadvantage in this, and it's really remarkable how well the Nikon has done in these series of images that I've compared them to the medium format camera. The 45 megapixel sensor and the lens on the Nikon are so good. I think that they hold up extremely well to this medium format sensor. If you guys want to see more videos like this, shoot me a like and a subscribe. I plan on doing one more video in the next week that compares a photo shoot that I did at a fashion show. And I took a single camera. I had the Nikon Z8 II with the 85 1.4G, which is the SLR version of the 85. And I shot over 2,500 pictures on a single battery charge with the Nikon. It still showed that there were 4 bars left when I was done. I'm going to be putting that video out in the next week or so, so keep an eye out for that. And I hope you all have a great day.